with military honors as we stand. I thank you. Brigadier General Tejane, Brigadier General Mercure, Brigadier General Munsami, Brigadier General Setlari, Rear Admiral Junior Grade Van Niekerk, Rear Admiral Junior Grade Fora, Brigadier General Luke, Brigadier General Braines. Those are pall bearers. Bearers. Master Warrant Officer Chulwe, Master Warrant Officer Sibande, Master Warrant Officer Malima, Master Warrant Officer Mochwanchweng, Master Warrant Officer Tsotetsi, Master Warrant Officer Machoko, Master Warrant Officer Fakude, Master Warrant Officer Ramatseo, Chief Warrant Officer Mudise.
Well, there you have it. Thank you so much for staying with us. My name is Cde Zola Skweyiya, and I'm here with Alicia Jali. Since this morning, we've been broadcasting this Category 1 official funeral of the late Dr. Cde Zola Skweyiya.
A very good morning indeed on this very sad Saturday morning. Yes, I am Alicia Jali. What we're currently seeing now, Desiree, is those, of course, the cortege that is leaving for the Pretoria East Cemetery. And as we heard from the president there, Cyril Ramaphosa, who begged that the rest of the community and the mourners just allow the VIPs as well as close family to proceed on to the cemetery, as of course it's going to be quite a small contingent that is allowed in the gravesite. So we're currently seeing that now he's received full military honors, and we are seeing the army now about to escort him to his final resting place that is at the Pretoria East Cemetery.
Absolutely, and as we continue, we will start to unpack some of the interesting facts that came out of the process, the obituary, the eulogy, and the program. We heard there Professor Stanley Sangweni urging the president to continue with the Batubili project that seemed to have been let go by the government. And the president also coming in and talking about that and saying that we will continue with that, and we're saying we are going to start to put our people first, said the president.
Absolutely. You know, that Batubile principle, Desiree, seems to be the driving force that was, of course, driven by the martyr that is Dr. Zola Skweyiya. And of course, if you know anything about public service, then you would know that that principle is one that is mostly enforced about keeping onto those principles of serving the people.
And from here, they will be moving to the Pretoria East Cemetery, where the interment will take place, the final resting place of the first public service minister after the apartheid era, Dr. Zola Skweyiya. And if we look back at most of his speeches during that time, he spoke a lot about the challenges of transforming the public service space and making sure that public service shows the demographics of the country. And as we speak today, we're in the April month, which is the usual bargaining season in the negotiation space and the trade unions, and Minister Dlodlo is struggling with finding an agreement in terms of moving forward, in terms of the agreed salary raises for public servants. And this speaks to the processes that have been developed since then, since Dr. Skweyiya's time, in terms of determining what is a fair wage for public servants. And that conversation continues, of course.
You know, Desiree, for those that were not here much earlier on, just take us back through what was being said. I mean, we heard speaker after speaker who all hailed him as this one selfless individual who always stood for the rights of children, and as you've just mentioned, and of course the elderly in this case.
Some of the ones that stood out for me was the address by the minister in the presidency, Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, who mentioned that when they came in at the dawn of democracy in 1994, most comrades or people who were moving from the ANC into government did not know much about governance. And here in Dr. Skweyiya was an individual who'd already been to Germany, been to Russia, been to Tanzania, been to Ethiopia to set up the first ANC office that would interact with the Organization of African Unity, as it was called then. So had sufficient experience in issues of governance and was ably managed to transfer this knowledge to all the people coming in who had zero knowledge of how to run government.
And I suppose, Desiree, that resonated with him also being the NC's legal as well as constitutional affairs, heading the department, which was key in the drafting of what we know now as the South African Constitution. I mean,
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't even know that it was him that was behind that. It was him that was behind the development of the social security system, that he has left an indelible mark here. And of course, we might call him the architect of the country's most popular social security system, which has become one of the most effective poverty alleviation systems and mechanisms in public, particularly in this continent.
We continue to unpack some of the interesting facts that came out of the funeral service, but also speak to the visuals that you see on the screen, the procession going on to the Pretoria East Cemetery, where Dr. Skweyiya will be laid to rest, his final resting place. The program directors of the day, the Gauteng Premier, David Makura, and the Minister of Defence, Ms. Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula, making a request to the fellow mourners to say only the family, the President, former President Thabo Mbeki, and his wife, Mrs. Zanele, and some of the people who attended will be able to go through to the cemetery to witness.
All right, let's listen in now to what is happening at the venue.
still. Yeah, we must dial ama-comms wakhe. You need to
All right, we're currently seeing that procession, that cortege that is making its way to the Pretoria East Cemetery there to lay to his final resting place, Dr. Zola Skweyiya. You know, we're just talking earlier on about one of his many speeches, and I just want to read something to the public here, Desiree. It says, this was a speech that he did in 2007 in November. He said, the child support grant for children that receive the child support grant over long periods of time actually showed an improvement in their nutritional status and a reduction in stunted growth, and that returns of the child support grant were between 165% and 265%, and the school enrollment rate was reported to be about 98%. So he wasn't just looking at the legal matters, he was looking at the social development of the country, and he put that as his number one in terms of development for the country.
Alicia, it also shows you that some of the challenges we currently